Oh my goodness. Hello, goddess. Hello, goddess. Hello. I am so excited to be finally sitting down and doing a divine feminine energy and reading and empowerment message. That's what I call them. I had a moment there. I've been going live so much and been doing so many card pulls for all of you who are joining me on those lives at on my TikTok at Healing Twin Flames, on my Instagram at Healing Twin Flames. I've also been actually going live on my personal Facebook page. However, I might not be continuing Facebook. That said, I am definitely going to be returning and showing up so much more with regards to doing my readings here on my channel. I appreciate each and every one of you for, following, subscribing, for liking the videos, for sharing the videos, for joining this self-love empowerment journey along with me as we all look for, find, and yes, we reclaim our power here at Empowerment Experiences. And with that, let's dive in because I'm so excited. This is one of my magical, gorgeous quartz crystals here that I ended up getting just this last month in January at Quartzsite, my very first trip out to Quartzsite, and I had to have this beauty. I had to have this beauty along with the mate that I have over there. This right now, this quartz energy and why it was chosen, why it spoke up to be present in today's message is just to remind you that in spite of how pointed and pokey sometimes our experience is, that it's there to help us see the beauty of the journey, the beauty within us, see the beauty in those things that may feel a little prickly along this journey, right? Like a cactus or like a rose bush, right? A rose bush has thorns, but yet it's beautiful, right? It's the totality of that plant, but it's the totality of your experience, the totality of you, everything about you, goddess, is beautiful. And the clarity in this is for you to see the clarity in thee, the beauty of you, the magic of you. So we're going to keep that. Yes. Is that in the, no, that's not even in the video. Let me set it here. There we go. I'm using a different setup today because my tablet is really having an attitude right now. So I have a slightly different setup. So bear with me today and we're going to dive in, get this clarity that we are all so excited and eager to be receiving right now. So with that, my name is Rachelle Richard if you're new around here, and I ask you to come with me into the forest for more than the trees. Let's discover and embrace all this intuition sees. Together we shall come to know that which we need to reclaim our goddess power on this divine journey indeed. So with that, here we go, goddess. Let's see what our energy is right now, what our empowerment message is that we need to know, where our power is to be found, what's being amplified. Well, awareness, being aware of your energetic state of being aware of the patterns that you are perpetuating within yourself and your experience, the sabotages that you allow to remain in the shadows and therefore have influence and impact over your experience here, right? The key is, and this is so important to remember, goddess, is once you become aware of these things, then you've already taken back the biggest chunk of your power, because that means they are no longer hiding in the shadows, hiding within the darkness and having their influence on you without your awareness that they're even there. So again, once you become aware that these shadows, these sabotages, these patterns are within you, then you will very, very easily be able to spot them more and more as they attempt to come into your experience, manipulate, control, and, well, sabotage what you are working so hard to achieve and fulfill in your journey here. So again, with this awareness card, it is for you to be cultivating, expanding into, and amplifying for yourself your power of awareness. Well, what else though? Ooh, anger. It's so important that we recognize the anger. Number one, anger isn't a bad thing. It's telling you something. It has a message for you. It's showing you the spaces and places wherein you may have acquiesced your power, and that part of you is attempting to rectify the situation, shall we say. However, there is both a unhealthy as well as a healthy way of expressing this anger, of really learning how to channel it, to focus that energy that's within that, so that you can be using it for your benefit and feeding into what you desire to be creating here, rather than, as admittedly I have at times, right? It can be challenging when you're in the moment and anger has a grip on you and it's a trauma-rooted anger that really, again, just wants to protect you from more of that trauma, more of those moments that it thinks you may be risking going through again. Well, it's important, as we say, to sit back into this awareness, sit back into it, lean into it, whichever direction you need for yourself, ground into that awareness and look at the anger. Why is it there? What is it telling you? And rather than acting upon that anger immediately and allowing for an experience that is one that you probably not prefer to have, wherein it's just a chaotic, there's a word. What is the word I'm looking for? It's indicative of where it just has a mind of its own, right? You don't have any control over what it does. It takes control over you. And what you're being called to do through this power of awareness is, again, to say, no, no, no. I choose now. I choose how this anger either is a detriment to me or is a benefit to me. And that's what we're looking at here, is how can you channel this anger through the power of your awareness so that you then can be empowered in your anger. How can you do that? We'll get to more with regards to, well, our power of surrender cards. First and foremost, this is how. This is huge. We're asking how. How can you navigate this anger and be in this awareness for yourself? It's having the courage to tell yourself, to teach yourself, to curate within yourself that you are safe, that it is safe for you now, and you don't need to let anger in its unbridled intensity, right? And lack of awareness for the impact that it's having in and of itself. You want to be intentional, again, intentional with your anger, but you've got to create a safe space for your anger, for yourself, for your experience here. You are the only one that can really, truly cultivate and amplify for yourself that you are safe. And that comes from feeling safe within your own vessel, within your own skin. This is why this healing journey is so powerful, so vital to you really truly stepping into your power so that you can be showing up here in the ways that you desire to be showing up. You just got to find your brave, goddess, to harness this power, the intensity within this anger, and use it for your benefit. Don't judge it. Don't reject it. Don't push it down, because hey, woo, this is why you got to find the courage to express it, the courage to hold this space, create this safe space for yourself to express your anger. Because if you repress it, if you suppress it, where is it then at? It's like a volcano waiting to erupt. And the more you push it down, the more pressure builds within you that at some point it most likely will erupt. And that's when, again, you get an outcome and an experience that you'd much rather not have, because it is it's uncontrolled chaos. Like, you can have controlled chaos. That's what you're being called with this courage, is to create a safe space for yourself where you can allow for the controlled chaos of this anger. Meaning, again, to have that awareness to channel that anger into and toward a space and place that benefits you. That's what we call righteous anger, right? It's taking this and this anger within you, regardless of where it stems from, and you're actually allowing yourself to harness that energy and utilize that to create something better for yourself. It doesn't mean go out and start, protesting and turning the world upside down. It means you've got to look inside you and see what is actually upside down inside you. Because wanting to change everything outside of you isn't really going to change it. Because the issue, the reflection within you, is what's needing to be changed. But you've got to be the one willing to do the work to change it. Wow, we got a lot coming today. This is so good. Oh, we got a couple. Let's grab this one. Well, it is time. It is time for you to expand more into the power of you. And that's what these original cards are about, is you holding this space for you to expand more into the power of all that you are, and honor all of these facets of yourself, and stop placing labels that are detrimental, that diminish you, minimize you, and especially minimize then your power, which is the opposite to expansion. Right? You want to be stepping into all the spaces and places that allow for and facilitate, as well as cultivate, your own soul's expansion, your own journey of expansion. And as you do this, as you open yourself up more and more and honor all of these glorious divine facets of you and your humanness, and you learn how to harness that power therein, you not only are then connecting with and aligning with the miracle, the miraculous power of you, the miraculous divinity of you, but you then open yourself up in this expansion. You then expand yourself more to allow for miracles to flow in more and more and more, so that when you start to have this fear and this anger takes hold, rooted in the fear, you are able to harness that power within yourself and say, nope, I choose. I'm going to hold this space. I'm going to honor the miracle of the anger. I'm going to honor the knowing, my courage within myself, the knowing that I am safe, I am supported, I am protected. And I know that the universe is on my side, even when I am in this space of anger and frustration and feeling as though maybe I'm not being supported. But you always are, Goddess. You always are. And the more you tune yourself to magic and miracles and the courage to lean into that, is the more you're going to draw those into your experience. You have so much power in this, Goddess. So much power. With that, let's see where your power of surrender is in this journey so that you can be leaning into or sitting back into, grounding into this awareness and healing this separation that you have with these perceived negative parts of you, but they're not negative. So, wow, right here. You want to surrender to wonder and awe, surrender to spirit. Like literally these cards, even though they're because there's different like categories here of these power of surrender cards. They each have their own little groupings of colors. And so these are definitely two different colors. So two different aspects here we're looking at. Both pointing for you to surrender to letting in miracles, because miracles are this wonder and awe. That's how you're going to let it in. Miracles are the spirit. You are a miracle. Your soul is a miracle. Your humanness is a miracle. Everything about you and your experience is a miracle. Is that not wonder and awe in your experience? Goddess, I encourage you, what I'm hearing right now is to make a list. Make a list of all of the things in your realm that make you go, wow. That's incredible. Wow, that is stunning. Wow, that is amazing. Wow, that is just more than words could possibly express. This loops us back around to having the awareness that this is in your realm. This is of your realm. This is in you. This is in your experience, Goddess. So the more you all back to the awareness, the more you become aware of the magic and miracles, the wonder and awe of your experience, even the wonder and awe, the power that this anger can provide for you to help catapult you, rocket ship you upwards for greater expansion, for farther on your up level in your journey. Once you really expand yourself and open yourself up to all of this magic and miracles in your experience, Goddess, that is when you bridge the gap. That is when you align yourself with allowing this in. The power is in your hands, Goddess, your hands. With that, let's have angel number. We're on a roll today. I'm loving this, huh? Let's see what we have, see what we got. We got two that want to hang on here, so let's have them both. 202 and 19. Well, that's fun. Let us see here what we have for these meanings. So 202 came first, and we have, I'm not even sure if I've ever pulled 202. Ooh, faith and trust. Right? This courage, look, it's even right below the courage card, right? Having a belief in the unseen, trusting that you are safe, you are protected, that it is important and necessary that you feel your anger and you facilitate a safe space of relief for releasing that anger. Oh my goodness. 202 just confirms for us by saying miracles can and do happen when you are open to them. You cannot make this up, Goddess. We literally have the miracles card right here, and angel number 202 is affirming and confirming that miracles can and do happen when you are open to them. So you doing that work to align yourself with allowing these miracles to flow in, that's all it's going to take. All it's going to take. 202 reminds you to have faith in love. Love that is all around you and within you. That you are loved, you are safe, you are supported. Being aware of this. 202 likes to, give us a heads up that turbulence and change is ahead. So surrender to the flow. Surrender to the flow. Right? If you are transmuting this, there is undoubtedly going to be some change. And anger in and of itself can be a very turbulent experience. Like the expression of anger, the triggering of anger can be very turbulent and can create, obviously, create immense change in your life. It can be change in a direction you'd rather not have it go, but it definitely can be change in a direction where you'd prefer it to go, which that's why, again, why we reclaim our power here and we create healthy outlets through which this anger can be released and expressed and utilized to fuel what you're here to be creating. Right? So surrender to the flow. Focus, says 202, focus. Channel your energies toward what you want. Again, being aware of where you're giving your attention, because what you focus on is what expands. What you feed is what grows. So are you watering the weeds in your mind, goddess, or are you growing a garden? Are you intentionally cultivating the kind of experience and reality and vision that you genuinely desire to be having? Or are you continuing to let your external environment have the influence and power over you, and therefore you just continue to water all of the weeds that are growing in here? Right? It's up to you. So tune into your inner knowing, says 202. Tune into your inner knowing. You already know, goddess. You really do. You already have the answers within you. And the only real limits you ever know are the ones you create for yourself. That is our final message from angel number 202. The only real limits you ever know are the ones you create for yourself. So what limits are you creating for yourself, goddess? Being aware, awareness being the major theme for this energy reading and empowerment message. Like I've said, once you become aware of something, you take back the greatest chunk of power you can in a single moment. You take it back in that moment because, like I've said, it no longer has power over you. It's no longer hiding in the shadows. You now see it. So it can't hide from you anymore, right? And that is important for you to see what limits you are creating for yourself. Being aware of your own limitations. It's like Abraham teaches us. Why would you argue for your limitations? Why would you defend the limits that your own mind has placed upon you, be it through the beliefs of others, most often, the beliefs of society, so often, right? It's really important that, again, you become aware of any of these limits that are contradictory to what you're being called to step into here. That which lights you up, goddess. And that was angel number 202. Let's see, angel number 19. And wow, just going to say the file size of this is 444. So the archangels are upon us. And I just saw 2323 on the timer here. So we've got so much alignment happening right now, goddess. Angel number 19 is talking about start of a new journey in life. So you're starting a new chapter. You're stepping into a new phase of your journey wherein you get to write the pages. That's what this is really driving home today, is the awareness of what are you writing about your journey. Yes, all of these things are components of your journey, your experience, but overall, what are you writing on the pages of your life, of your story, right? So it's the start of a new journey in life. 19 is about the completion or the end of a cycle. You're closing in on accomplishing these goals, right? It's so often darkest before the dawn. The energy of failure so often precedes that of success. So if it feels like things aren't quite coming to fruition or working out, and that's something that's triggering this anger, it's important to honor that anger, like I keep driving home for you. Honor the anger, but hold that space And as well of having faith in, like 202 was telling us, having faith in and trusting this journey that you're on, knowing that for every door that closes, another 20 open. You don't really know all that's coming your way until you close that door and pivot and focus your intention, your attention, and your energy in a different direction to actually see what is being presented to you, right? All of these miracles, the wonder and awe that's just waiting to come pouring into your realm. You and only you are the creator of your own destiny. That's what angel number 19 tells us. You and only you are the creator of your own destiny. So what you think and believe is what you create and receive. There is nothing you can't do when putting all of your energy into it. When you are intentionally focused, when you're visually focused, when you're energetically focused, when everything is feeding into and pouring into to build what you're here to build, there's nothing that you cannot achieve. The only reason that you ever do not achieve what you desire is because you stop doing it for you. You start believing the negative, that it's not going to work out, that, oh my God, everything is against me, so why am I going to bother? And then you are the one then that stops moving yourself in that direction. 19 says there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Again, it is so often darkest before the dawn. You've got to have that faith and that trust, says number 2. Knowing that, like 19 saying, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You are the only one that can let yourself see it and reach it. Number 19, leading by positive example, a light worker service work to humanity. You are a light worker here to be in service to humanity, to shine your light and be an example of someone who is healing, who is rising, who is thriving in her journey, who is learning how to and integrating and then showing others how to harness her power, tap into that, and create on purpose the kind of amazing experience that you are desiring to experience. You are leading by positive example. Ooh, and the number 19, very last message it has for us. It is known as the number of surrender. Surrender, goddess. Surrender the need to control every facet of your experience. Surrender the facet of you that wants to judge and resist everything because of the fear, or let the anger create a barrier or a block or a resistance to what you desire to be experiencing. You are the one that has the power of surrender, the power of allowing in what you are calling in. You've just got to stop feeding what isn't feeding you. You've got to stop casting spells with your words against you and against what it is you are calling into your experience, what you desire to be having in your experience. You've got to start. So I'm going to leave you. We're going to end this reading today with a mantra that if you've been around here, you've heard this one most likely, and if you're new around here, it's one of our favorites because it's so powerful. So write this down. I know magic and miracles can happen and cause my life to shift and change in a single moment. I know magic and miracles can happen and cause my life to shift and change in a single moment. One more time, goddess. I know magic and miracles can happen and cause my life to shift and change in a single moment. Because it can. Whatever stories, whatever thoughts or spells you may be casting that are contradictory to that, it's time to stop. It's time to see them for what they are, maybe shine the light on them, write it down, write them down, see them, get them out of your head so that you can actually illuminate them for yourself. And then now that you see them, be constantly installing this new knowing that magic and miracles can happen and cause your life to shift and change in a single moment. Because they can, Goddess, and they do. They do. You just gotta let them. So with that, I am so grateful, excited, and blessed that we got to have this today and I got it done. And I'm so excited for what's coming. Woo! There's been so much going on over here behind the scenes, so much that I've been learning, and so that I can be incorporating it here in the near future with a new group I'm going to be launching. So be on the lookout for those announcements. And in the interim, if you, dear Goddess, are looking for deeper guidance, more clarity on exactly where your power is and how to reclaim it, how to navigate getting unstuck where you are so that you can finally make that movement in the direction where you want to be going, I am here for you. And I definitely am taking one-on-one sessions for sure. You can book yours at iamempowered.as.me. Again, that is at iamempowered.as.me. You may also visit my site, empowermentexperiences.com, and there are all sorts of other empowerment tools and programs and resources that I have there for you. However, again, if you just want to jump right to, I need your help with this, Rachelle, right here, right now, please help me, go to iamempowered.as.me, because you are, Goddess. You are empowered as you. And with that, I remind you, as I am here to do, that power, it is in your hands, Goddess. Is in your hands, because that power has always been inside you. Namaste.